How you been?
Good. Very happy. How about you?
Very happy? Why? I'm good, but why very happy?
I'm antisocial, so this has been pretty
Oh,
great. I've enjoyed. I've had fun. I like being by myself. I'm more creative when I'm alone too, so
no,
I'm doing a lot of stuff by myself. It's been nice.
no, that's real. That's real. I'm definitely a homebody myself, so like, while everybody else is like losing their mind to go outside, I'm like, no, I'm good. Like this is
Yeah.
fine. Like outside and not doing comedy, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I miss that, but otherwise, I'm like the online stuff too. It's kind of fun.
Have you
yeah.
guys been doing stand-up?
Say it again.
Have you guys been doing stand-up? Like, have you guys been going outside?
No.
I haven't done stand up since March. Since we.
I went up once at the Improv because I wasn't gonna tell Renee no, So
Okay.
I took that one guest spot like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and then I think I went out one more time, but I wasn't out much. I went back in.
Okay.
Was it Was it like it was a show like with a headliner, or was it just like a?
Yeah. It was like Neri was headlining, and then she said, "Do you just want to do 10 minutes?" And I was like, "Yeah, I haven't been up since March, so I figured I had to say it. I had to do it."
How many people showed up? Like as far as the audience?
Like I guess like 60, but they had them very oddly spread out, where it was a lot of big gaps, and it was pretty awkward.
This is at West Palm Beach.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
It
wow,
wasn't a great show. Like I didn't do phenomenal. Like it was weird and rusty, and it felt like if you think you're gonna walk back on and it's just gonna come back, like no,
Right.
it felt awkward and weird.
For sure. Hey, real quick introduction. Hennessy and Jackie. This is CJ. He's a comedian that I knew back when I started in
Good
DC.
to see you, man.
Hey, how y'all doing, man?
And so Hennessy is the guy, and then Jackie is the.
Yeah, I see that the names are.
Oh, I think my names be off, so I can't even see names, but I just kind of know. But yeah. So yeah.
But I appreciate it. I mean, it could have went either way. She could have been a Hennessy. You could have been a Jackie.
Right.
Thank God for names on the screen these days. A little easier.
That's real.
How y'all doing?
You're good. Nice to meet you, man.
Man. We pretty much just kind of just talking about I guess they heard one or two times getting on stage since this whole thing been the quarantine or whatever. Because they down in South Florida as well. None of y'all, neither one. Do y'all actually live in West Palm Beach or Fort Lauderdale? Where do y'all actually stay?
I live in West Palm.
You live in West Palm.
Yeah, I live in Palm Beach County. I'm in Boynton, some small fucking town. Love it.
Gotcha. Have you gotten up, Hennessy?
Me? No. I keep telling everyone who's asking me, like, give me a couple more weeks. Let me see how things shake out. Like, I've been keeping everyone pretty much at bay. Like, I promise you I'm in the lab making something great, but let's see what happens outside.
Right. So it's been since like March or whatever, like whenever the quarantine.
Yeah, the last show was March 17th.
Mm-hmm.
Some St. Patty's Day shit.
Yeah, my last one was literally an open mic, and it was probably 50 motherfuckers went before me, and all 50 people had probably had 4 minutes apiece. Each person had 4 minutes worth of Corona jokes. Like everybody was just doing Corona jokes.
That's all that's been happening. How you gonna
like
talk about your life? Everybody's home.
Yeah.
The other day I went out to my driveway.
Right.
So you've been back on the stage, Rudy? Since
No. This was the last show I did before the quarantine happened. Like so, coronavirus had officially hit. We wasn't inside. We wasn't locked inside yet. And it was literally like the last day they had did mics. Like it was like a Wednesday. And after that, everything had shut down, and that was it. So
ain't no need to ask me when the last time I've been on stage.
Corona wasn't even a thing when last time you've been on stage.
It's been a while. I put in a lot of work in these streets before but I'm in the house a lot.
Yeah, no.
But now I'm yearning for it again, bro. I'm like really. I mean, the whole time I'm like, yeah, I need to get on stage. This is crazy.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll be glad when everything is like full-fledged, ready to go.
Right.
Okay, guys. I Is no one scared of just? I don't want to see ancient motherfuckers show up at mics.
Yeah,
Like, I'm scared of like people who haven't touched mics in like 5 years because they're like, well, shit, everybody's starting over. I'm gonna come out with them, and then all of a sudden you see these
It ain't been that long. It ain't been that long for me.
Right.
No, not you. I'm saying in my head. I got people in my head where I'm like, please don't let me see this person who hasn't touched
I'm saying that for me. Like, nigga, ain't been that long. Just get out there. You gotta chant for yourself sometimes, my nigga. Come on,
Bruh, it's gonna be so many people doing comedy just because. Like, it's gonna be all the, because you gotta think about it. Nobody has been doing comedy, so like it's gonna be, especially out here. Because one thing I've learned that's different out here compared to any scene I've been in is like when you're competing for stage time, you're not just competing against other people on your level because celebrities live here. You know what I'm saying? So like they are, you know, consuming all of the time at all of these comedy clubs. Like the Joe Rogans or whatever, like they're literally at these different places 2-3 times a week if they want to, and they just sell them out. So with that being said, they haven't been doing comedy either. So like you got the real famous people, then you got like social media famous people, then you got like people in between that where like they usually like open up for somebody on the road, and then you got like me, you know, like people like me, and then on top of that, you got people who've never done comedy before, who's bored and want to get out the house and try this as a hobby. And all of these people
they born during Corona.
At the same time.
They born during Corona. New baby.
Right.
New baby. These Corona, Corona comedians.
Because it's gonna be so much to talk about. Everybody had their own little quarantine experience and shit. So that yeah, it's gonna be hectic. These open mics coming up, man.
Yeah.
I ain't even trying.
Bloodbath.
Say it again.
It's gonna be a bloodbath. I don't like. It's gonna be tight. I don't know if people understand. It's gonna be real tight up there. Like you better come with something great, or you might not come around for a while.
I think people are gonna be a little laxed on like, because people be able to tell real stories and shit. Like people going through real life shit. Like
right.
Some guys are just learning their wife again. Like literally, like I ain't been fucking her in the last year. Like we locked in the house. That's mine again.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, just if you just look at stories, all that shit's gonna resonate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Niggas that wasn't getting no pussy, they're like, yeah, I'm getting it now. I'm just saying. Not me per se, I'm just saying.
No, you're just ready to connect with them. That's it. You're ready to connect with them.
I'm just saying. It's all about you're right. It's all about a connection. Thank you, Hennessy. It's all about a connection, brother.
Hey, did y'all checked out Dave Chappelle shit? The 846?
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw some of it.
Okay.
Some of it. It was like 2 minutes. You couldn't watch the whole thing?
I guess that was some of it. I guess I seen the whole thing then.
Yeah, maybe then. I thought I saw a clip on like Instagram or something.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was literally, yeah. It was literally like 27 minutes or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, but what you were saying? What you think about it?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. The thing about it was when I watched the man enjoy like the fruits of his comedic labor.
For sure.
Where for so long we have to fight to be the funniest person in the room every time we're on the stage. Because you got to compete with dude in the back, you got to compete with the waitress, and it's not that they're doing things to distract from you personally and actively. It's just that is the nature of the room that you're in. People are pinging drinks and eating food and whatever. He did all that shit and he got to go up there and yell for 27 minutes and people was like, that's powerful stuff. And he had to go home and that's it. He got to go like 27 minutes. Fuck you. And I'm like, hard work. That's hard work. You get to that place. Yeah.
That's real.
Sounds like a masterpiece to me.
Yeah. That's real.
This is Opus Magnum.
Yeah. Like you literally put out a comedy special where you probably cracked 3 subpar jokes, just kind of throwing something out there because, you know, you could tell in his head because he even mentioned it that he realized that he wasn't being funny about it. Like this was getting really preachy.
Sometimes shit ain't funny.
But I'm saying, but because of, but the thing about it is, like, I couldn't have got on stage and did it. I'm not saying even a worldwide release. Just even if I would have done an open mic and I would have done that same thing, everybody would have been like, okay, who's next? You know what I'm saying? Like, we came here to laugh. We didn't come to hear this shit. But because of who he is, like Hennessy was saying, he has the power to do that. And then I've even heard people say, yo, I think this was his best one, his best special. You know what I'm saying? The one with the no jokes. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's because
classic.
Right. That's because of the power that he's, you know, I guess not gonna say giving himself, but kind of built for himself over, you know, over time. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people really fuck with Dave Chappelle, no matter how controversial he may get or whatever. Like, you know.
Oh, is his name gonna drop out? Is his name gonna like replace Richard Pryor's in like 10 years? I think how much longer do you think Richard Pryor got to be like undisputed?
I think it's gonna. I think Richard Pryor and Dave Chappelle it'll kind of be like a Tupac to Jay-Z type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, people always holding them up high, but they'll never let one replace the other type situation. You know what I'm saying?
Dave Chappelle would never replace Richard Pryor.
I mean, Dave Chappelle the GOAT to me. I mean, but
he's the GOAT of maybe your generation.
It's just like
that's in my generation, though.
This shit is just like basketball. Niggas talking about LeBron and MJ.
Right.
There's no way, bro.
But see, I'm saying, I think Richard Pryor, I think he accomplished. I think what he did accomplished something in reference to, just say, like, the access that Black performers have now. You know what I'm saying? I think, like, it was. And not that he was like a civil rights leader, but I'm saying I think he kind of pushed that further along than a Dave Chappelle. But I'm saying in reference to, like, the craft of it mixed with being funny at the same time. Me personally, I've never seen anybody put both together as well as Dave Chappelle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I think just the way that his mind works, the stuff that he talks about. Like, one of the most brilliant jokes I always loved was the one when he went through this long ass Rolodex, if you will, of all the stuff that happened in the 60s or whatever, and then he closed that up with, and the entire time Bill Cosby raped, 54 people or whatever. Like, to have that much knowledge of what happened during that time to make the audience think about some totally other shit and then bring it back around with a huge punchline. I would have never thought to do some shit like that. I don't even think about world stuff that much to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I just think that's brilliant, in my opinion.
Keep your fucking opinion to yourself. It doesn't even matter on this.
What's weird about Richard, though, because if we're going to talk about GOATs, because I totally get where Rudy's coming from, where he talks about somebody who's able to bring up the consciousness of the moment with legitimate, just funny, just like, hold your belly funny. Right. And then I think back to all the things I've seen of Richard. I think the thing with Richard was he did so much variety within his act. Mm-hmm. People gave that more credit than what Dave Chappelle does, which is pure stand-up comedian. Mm-hmm. But Richard was more vaudevillian performer. I don't think people understand when you do that, like Preacher, that's a play. He did a play for these people. It wasn't the way we think of setup and punch. That was a play. When he would play these different voices and all that shit, those were like completely separate from the stand-up.
Right.
They felt that way. You just felt it in the room. You knew it when you watched it. It was just different.
Right.
His regular stand-up. Mm-hmm. And so the moment Dave Chappelle decides to do some extra thing to his stand-up, I think he gets to take it. He just has to make it look a little different. Just make it seem like he's adding another dimension to it. Put a cartoon in his next special. It's over. You understand? Like, if he just dropped the cartoon in the middle of his special, like while he's talking, and it just cut to it, everybody was like, he's the greatest of all time. I've never seen nothing like this. Blah blah blah. They would just lose their mind.
Well, I think without the GOAT, no one else exists. Dave Chappelle don't have a blueprint. A lot of times with those comedians back then, they had a tougher time. Dave Chappelle immediately broke into a white mainstream audience. Immediately. You understand? Richard Pryor, his audience were mainly white also. A lot of people don't really, other than like...
with white. Huh? I was saying he started out young with white audiences. Like
exactly. But Dave Chappelle was able, because of his show and things like that, was able to be in everybody's living room. You know what I'm saying? Richard Pryor wasn't able to touch it like that. Now, Richard Pryor had way more accomplishment as far as movies. I can't even remember other than Dave Chappelle being in Half Baked. Is that a movie he was in?
Yeah, that's one of his.
Okay. I don't really know. No, I mean, Richard Pryor Richard Pryor was killing it with the movies. I mean,
The movie star.
Yeah, I mean, he did some shit. He did Toy. That was with fuck is the
Gene
white
Wilder?
movie? Huh?
Gene Wilder?
He did a lot of movies with Gene Wilder. He did probably about 4 or 5. They were actually not even friends.
Brewster's Millions is one of those.
Brewster's Millions, and that's when he blew all of. He had to spend all the money. Like those are all memorable. And the fact, how old are you?
Me? I'm 30.
Yeah. Fact that you even know that. Rudy don't know that.
Well, I mean, I don't care either. I mean, I'm the same
Ain't
age
being
as him, but I'm
goofy.
saying
Ain't
like
being
I'm not on Richard Pryor like that. Like
I'm just putting it. Hold up,
No,
Dave nuts. Dave from around where I'm from.
I know what I'm saying, but I agree with you in the sense of what you're saying.
You ain't let me finish though.
He was up against more, which that's why I said I think he accomplished more as far as that. But I'm saying I've watched both of them do comedy on several different occasions, and when I watch Richard Pryor, I see the genius. Never laughed once, never. And it's nothing against him, but I can see the art in what he's doing.
What about Red Fox? What about Red Fox?
I haven't seen much. I watched him more on like TV and stuff like that, movies, but I didn't watch much of his stand up. But dealing with these two. But when it came down to Dave Chappelle, I seen the earlier stuff prior to him leaving the Chappelle show. I didn't even watch the Chappelle show. I've seen like episodes throughout my lifetime, but I've never like watched the whole season. I never even.
Dave Chappelle was funny on Nutty Professor.
Yeah, as the comedian, right? But I'm saying, I seen him do stand up before the Chappelle show and after. And I've seen the growth of that. Like, he's way funnier now than even when he was then. And to me, that's what I'm saying, just to me, because comedy is subjective. I don't even, like, Dave Chappelle doesn't even bring me the biggest laughs out of any comedian I've ever watched. I can think of people like Bernie Mac or whatever who have made me bust out laughing.
Yeah, I ain't even bring up the kings of comedy.
Right. I've laughed harder at other people, but I'm saying in reference to seeing the genius and funny simultaneously on stage at the same time, to me, like, Dave Chappelle is the best. And he's not the only person who has the ability to do it. I just think he's the most seasoned that I've watched. So
I think Dave just a real dude, though. Donnell Rollins,
Donnell Rollins funny as hell. I seen him live.
He from around the way too. He from around the way too.
Who you watching, Jackie? Like who you fucking?
Well, I was into Chris D'Elia until he fucked up. And then
what did he do? I got heard that.
What did he do? I love it. You tried to joke.
Who was that?
Chris,
who?
Yeah, what's his name?
Chris D'Elia.
He's funny dude. Kind of got like long, kind of shaggy.
Yeah, long hair. He's super funny. I mean, in my opinion.
Chris D'Elia.
Chris, yeah. And then it's like a big D, and then a cock thing, and then D'Elia.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's a weird name, Chris D'Elia. That's
you got the big D. I'm like, whoa.
Got a big D.
It's shaped like it's got two little balls.
But no, but what did he do? I've heard his name recently about something, but I didn't know.
I mean, so far it's just accusations. They haven't taken anything further. He put out a statement that it wasn't true, or he didn't know their ages. So I don't know the real story. He
got caught up with some young joints.
Yeah.
Oh
damn, bro.
Like a lot. Like a lot.
Like a lot of girls or a lot younger.
Both.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he done.
Just him?
Yeah, he got the problem.
He was the only one. Yeah, that's
the problem. Hold on.
I'm saying, was there other guys there, or was it just him and all the?
It's just him.
Oh wow.
What?
Nah, I was saying, was it just him and all the girls? It was more guys there.
Just him, from what they reported. They tried to bring down his other people around him, but it didn't really work. It was just Aaliyah.
Wow. You'll be saying sell what Harvey and R. Kelly. He done. He
Yeah,
done.
he's done.
Betty Bake. He done. He might get Martha Stewart wholesale. He got money? Yeah. He probably get Martha Stewart wholesale.
His dad's famous. Like he came from a famous family, so he'll be fine. But his career is fucking done. So
Damn.
I don't like anyone anymore. I can't. I like CK too. So
Louis, yeah.
You got the dark hair, white boy. This
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is. Looks
Yeah, I remember this guy. You know, I pulled him up. I'm scared. Face ass nigga, what you doing, boy?
Hey,
Messing with little kids ass nigga.
Hey, Jackie, so you saying you used to listen to Louis C.K. and you don't now? Like you didn't watch his new stuff or whatever?
Oh no, I did.
Oh, okay. How was it? I heard it was good, but I didn't see it.
It was very good. I loved it. I paid for it. I paid $8 for it. I loved it. I thought it was great.
What is that?
He talks about what happened. He addresses it like right away.
Oh, wow.
It's really funny.
Out the gate, huh?
Yeah, he just goes up and he's like, "How was your year last year?" And then everyone just he just goes into it on how everyone gave him shit for a year. He doesn't say like sorry, but he's not afraid of it, I guess.
So is he good now? We're talking about the guy, right?
Louis?
Oh, we're talking about somebody else. We're not talking about the pedophile guy no more, right?
Yeah, the other dude.
No. Louis is mean in front of people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Louis C.K. He jerked off in front of some, I guess, different females. But but I think Louis is at a point right now where he pretty much is rocking with just, I guess, his fan base. He's not kind of mainstream right now, right? Like,
Yeah, no, he's probably not getting real gigs anymore. He's probably having to make deals with and get venues on his own. I think he lost his management and everything, so.
Wow.
No.
Damn. Yeah, he just finding places desperate for money. Like, let me walk in this motherfucker and do some comedy. I wonder how that shit gonna look now that, now that with the corona shit, like, do we have to just really wait on the vaccine, or are we gonna be laughing through masks the rest of our lives? You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know. D.L. Hughley went down on stage because of Corona.
Yeah, I saw
If
that.
that don't scare comedians, I don't know
Yeah.
what.
That
He's
shit
in
was-
great
that shit
shape.
was scary, my
Shit
nigga.
out of him.
I've met DL. He's in great shape, and he was on the ground.
Bro.
Yeah, he a soldier though, man. He a soldier though.
Yeah.
The fact that he came out and talked to everybody about it, but some people probably would have went in hiding and said nothing. I'm surprised a lot of these celebrities even talking.
But shit, at this point, he had no choice because that shit. Everybody done seen it and heard about.
Somebody
It's
sitting at the hospital.
news. Yeah,
Exactly.
you might as well go
say
ahead.
something.
Yeah, you got to. That shit. But I seen that shit the next day when it happened. That nigga hit the floor hard. His motherfucking manager, whoever that was, barely caught him. Like
He barely caught him.
He barely caught him.
Hey,
They
DL.
did a horrible job taking him off stage too. That was just a mess, just dragging him.
Right.
That whole looking
Like
like JJ Payne and shit, looking like the Good Times Payne, just
like
dragging off that motherfucker.
he was drunk in the club or some shit.
That's
You know what I'm
fucked
saying? Like that shit, yeah. And then and him being asymptomatic, so like even with that, I immediately thought about everybody in attendance to that show because for one, that bitch was packed. I mean, it wasn't like I ain't saying like wall to wall, but it was full. Like it wasn't like empty tables. Ain't nobody had no mask on. You know what I'm saying? And
That's a king of comedy right there, man.
no, but why
they do that nigga like that? That's fucked up.
I'm saying we always think about like us as the performer getting sick from them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But like, I mean, as far as we know, he was the only sick person in the room. Nobody else was tested. But I'm saying like in reference to what you could visually see, it was the celebrity, not even just some regular, open micer. Like this is like you said, a legend in the comedy game.
Right.
And so I mean that I'm saying like that shit is not.
Now DL funny as a motherfucker though.
Yeah.
He funny as a motherfucker though. That's a funny ass dude.
You're another person who's good with being like controversial but funny. You know what I'm saying?
That nigga funny.
And he's gotten better now that he got older because like when he was younger, like realistically, if you watch his set on Kings of Comedy right now,
I was there.
He didn't kill like that though. Like he did, like he didn't start killing until he did crowd work and he started roasting people in the crowd.
I'm telling you.
Right, and that was the end of the set, right?
Yeah.
That was fucking shit up way back, bro. I'm telling you.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is he's much better now. Like you can see the growth because I'm saying you can tell he was still young even on the Kings of Comedy.
Yeah, of course. That's anybody. I can't
Remember, I don't know if y'all noticed, but he was a replacement because Guy Tori was on there first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know Guy Tori was hosting it. I didn't know he had replaced him, but I knew he was on there and then he had dipped.
Yeah, he was on there hosting it, but then something with well, I don't know if it was him and Steve or him and one of the managements or something like that. But yeah, it was something that happened. They ended up replacing him, and them boys was pretty much cycling through.
I saw that live at the Coliseum in Richmond. That shit was crazy.
Quick pause on the Kids Family. Because I guess I really kind of assumed Jackie and Hennessy. Do y'all know Jay?
Yeah, I met Jay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, because I kind of assumed, but I didn't. I felt bad for not officially, I guess, saying something, so I didn't want to.
Yeah, he's a fucked up.
I came in the middle of the conversation. I meant to highlight y'all. What's happening? How y'all doing? But yeah, I met Jackie at the Spill the Beans contest, and yeah, me and Hennessy done met at a few shows, but I just seen Jackie that once.
Gotcha.
I just seen Jackie.
TJ, what's happening?
What's up, bro? How's everything?
Everything is everything, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I actually forgot that we was doing this tonight. I'm not gonna bullshit.
Me too.
So
I just so happened to hit Rudy, and it was just like it's Thursday. Shit, but me it didn't.
I forgot it was Thursday. Like my week been all kind of fucked up because of my work schedule and shit. They kind of fucked me up. But yeah.
Hey, Jay. Did you do another show during the quarantine besides the one way back then? Have you done one since? Like online or anything?
Nah, I refuse to do an online show. But but nah. Other than podcasts, nah.
Jackie Hennessy, have y'all done online ones like stand up format?
Yeah.
Well, I guess starting with Jackie, how did that go?
I'll be real. I didn't totally hate it. I thought I was gonna hate it, and I hated the idea before I did it, and I was really against it because it didn't seem like it was gonna feel the same. But after doing it, it gave me a little bit of the same feeling. Like when I go up, like I felt like I did a new joke, and like the Zoom people laughed. Mm-hmm. So I like that felt really good. I haven't had that feeling in a while, so that was kind of nice. So it was good overall if it's done the right way. Anastasia runs the online one for Villain Theater, and she runs it really good and professional, and it's all smooth, and it looks really good, and there's music and everything.
Y'all did it. Y'all was at Villain and streamed it, or you did it from
No. Stream from your house, and she does it like a Zoom meeting, but they have a producer who does it all live through YouTube, and it's just done like really well.
Gotcha.
And they have a
so
crowd.
like you were like people were actually like watching, like could you see the people or what?
No, you can hear their laughs. You can hear people's laughs through Zoom.
Yeah, see
another show that you could see their laughs, but I didn't like that. I would rather just look at myself.
Yeah,
I don't want to see their faces.
That's what I refuse to do. Like the Instagram where there's that comment delay anyway and shit, so you really don't know if your jokes are hitting and all that.
Hey, you had already moved on to another joke because you like, oh, that didn't work.
Exactly.
And then like 30 seconds later, you just see a bunch of ha-ha faces.
Right, you see the ha-ha, or you in the middle of the joke and you see somebody say, oh, that shit sucks. So you like, damn, wait a minute, I'm not finished. They talk about your other shit.
Right.
Like, man, I don't even want to set myself up like that. But yeah, I would do a show like that if I could actually hear the laughter or whatever.
Yeah, when you hear it, it feels good. It's nice, and it's almost. I mean, it's not the same, obviously, but it's a very, very close feeling. So if you like the feeling of doing stand up, it'll at least give you that little bit for now. It's holding me over. So.
And so when you're performing, like as far as on your computer screen, you can only see your face.
Yeah, I'll normally make mine so where I can just see mine. If it's through Zoom, I've learned how to use Zoom pretty well. So. But
if you wanted to, if you left it on, basically like you can see all their cameras off and just hear their sound, basically.
Depends on the show. Anastasia's, no. I did another one for some New York comics, and they had it to where you could see the whole audience, and I couldn't change that. So they were up top on the Zoom thing.
But you can see them and hear them, or only see them?
You can hear them and see them.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And you saying you didn't like that?
I did not like that.
Gotcha.
No, when you could see when it was a lot of old people, and you could see them not laughing and just being like.
Still trying to figure out how to work Zoom and stuff.
Yeah, there was a lady falling asleep. I recorded it.
Wait a minute, is it working?
Like she was nodded the fuck out during people's set, and I just had the whole thing on video.
So let me ask you this. So did they, like, as far as like giving you the light or whatever, like, is it just like they put in like a little chat or something? Like, how do they know?
In the chat, they would just say 1 minute. And then, I mean, I'm not good at gauging 1 minute like that on a computer because it's hard. I think there's way more distractions when you're sitting in front of a computer at home versus on stage. You got a bright light in your face and you're done, you know? But like, there's my cat walking around and I'm looking at things in my room and shit. And like, it gets a little distracting. But they give you the little notification, like wrap up, and then I think I ended early on both of them because I didn't want to go too long.
Right. Gotcha. Okay, so what about you, Hennessy? How did it work out for you?
All right, I was a part of the Miami Improv's like virtual comedy series that they tried out for a while, like in the beginning when we would just do, like I started that day doing a live cooking show with the chef.
I saw that.
Yeah. That was fucking fun. So we ended up doing that
at the Improv.
Yeah, the Improv chef.
Okay.
Yeah, so we ended up cooking on there, and then like that night, what we end up doing is going on there live, and I don't have any idea what's going on. I'm just performing in front of the empty Improv, and that's when I get maniacal, and I just become that nigga who gets to talk to himself out loud. Like, I'm just like, fine, I'm home on a Thursday. I know how to do this. And then I just start ranting, and I'm going, and I'm screaming and jumping up and down and all this shit. And then I ran over when my set was over and tried to look at the comments, and it was just nothing but ha-has and all that shit. I was like, hell yeah, I fucking crushed.
You gotta get that delayed gratification like a motherfucker. You gotta
nigga sitting there with his head down first, like, hold on, what's that?
That nigga had to check the stat sheet. Like, how did I do?
Right.
I mean,
they had to stop every 15 seconds. Wait a minute, am I crushing? All right, they laughing. All right, cool. So yeah, like I was saying.
Damn. So the cooking and the cooking and you performing, that was in the same night?
That was one night.
Oh, okay,
one night in an empty city place in Miami. It was creepy. I'd never seen Miami that empty before.
Oh, right. You talking about like outside, like Doral City. Right.
Yeah. It was just empty, broad daylight Saturday. It was a Saturday at like 4 o'clock.
Oh, damn. This wasn't even at nighttime. This was.
No, bro. It was
matinee show.
Nobody's there. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, shit. Okay.
This man's literally performing for nobody. It's crazy.
And that's rough. Because I've done an afternoon show at the Improv before. I forgot. I don't even know what this lady, what her name was. But I know she used to work at the Improv. She was a waitress or something. I guess she did comedy. And she saw me at Barter when I was hosting and like booked me on. It was like literally like the middle of the day. We did it like maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it took me a minute once I walked inside and I couldn't see outside for it to feel like a regular show. But like me walking in a comedy club at 12 noon felt stupid. I was just like, this is not a vibe at all. Like I'm not even.
I did a fucking 5 a.m. show at 5 p.m. show.
I like to say
I see all your faces. I see all your faces. I was like, no, I said something wrong.
Was that the last show that night or the first show that day? Like, how did that work?
They doing AM. They doing AM quarantine.
5 a.m. It was a 5 p.m. show at a damn coffee shop in a strip mall. So it had nothing but glass. So I was fully aware, and we were performing in front of the damn door. So,
oh wow,
like we were fully aware the entire time it was daytime. It felt awkward as shit. It was only like 4 people aside from the.
He gone.
I thought it was just me.
Hey, Jay,
but it was.
His face control.
Oh,
Jay, freezing up, bro.
Freezing up, man.
Yeah, I see. What was the last thing I heard?
We can barely still hear you now. You might have to log out and come back in.
Yes, back. All back. Okay. You good now?
I think he's gonna sign out and come back in. That nigga whole face locked up. I thought I was tripping at first.
It's funny watching somebody trying to chase that down. Like he's still talking. You're like, yo.
Oh man.
There you go.
So what I was gonna say, so until he come back, as far in I guess in West Palm, in South Florida in general, because I don't know what's going on there. Has any other place tried comedy outside of like the improvs?
Yeah, Sean Mullen. I mean, you know Sean.
Oh, right. Where's he been doing them at though? He been doing them out in West Palm or in Miami or both?
Well, he did a couple. He did his Artful Dodger spot in Boca, and then he did the spot in Wynwood. But someone had Corona at one of the mics, so
Is that how Dougie got sick with it?
Yeah. Well, Dougie was the comic. Dougie was the one who showed up.
He showed up with it. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was always under the impression he caught it while he was there.
No, he got it somewhere else, but he was at a mic.
He was trying to share it.
All right. Damn.
So no other comics got it though. A bunch of them got tested, and no one came back positive, or at least no one posted that they were positive. So, but that was when I was like, I'm not going out. I'm done.
For sure.
Exactly. Somebody just hit my inbox asking me to do a show this month, and I was like, I was considering it, and then I seen that shit on Facebook. I was like, nah, I'm good, because this shit now it's in the damn comedy scene. Like I'm hearing it's out there somewhere in Florida, but.
Right.
I was within the circle, like, nah, I'm
I think it's everywhere, and it's way closer than any of us think. I found out my whole family, or my friend and her whole family, were diagnosed, and they came back positive with it. Her whole she has a baby, a husband, her mom, her dad, and her brother, and her brother's friend.
Wow.
They all just went out on a boat one day together. That was it.
It was on a boat together.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's it.
I know two people in Florida who got it. One in Miami and one in Orlando. Like close friends of mine, not just like through the grapevine. Like one in Orlando went out to a club and got it, and then the one in Miami was just training at the gym, like training somebody at the gym. And yeah, both of them motherfuckers hit me up on 2 separate days, like almost 2 days apart. Telling some man, hey, this shit real, bro. I done got that shit. Nigga Orlando FaceTimed me from the hospital bed. From the hospital bed. Sick as fuck. I'm like, damn, boy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That shit.
I seen two people on my Facebook friends list. They was positive, but both of them were straight. They quarantined themselves, and they didn't have no symptoms or anything. But yeah, that's when I was like, damn, like these is two people. I've been following them for a minute, and it's just I knew one of them from school back in the day, and that shit crazy.
Yeah.
This ain't no damn celebrity or no random face on the news. This is somebody actually know.
Like, right. Even like with my school out here, like, you know, me being in film school, like all of our hands-on shit got canceled. You know what I'm saying? So then they tried to reschedule it for sometime this semester, but then ever since we had another outbreak, they sent us an email today saying that shit canceled again. So we don't even know like what the rest of this even looks like. I graduate in January. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations.
I appreciate it. But I'm about to graduate with damn near half the experience, because school was the reason why I moved to LA. You know what I'm saying? Like I came to learn more about like Hollywood, if you will, or the format thereof. Because the school out here we have access to go to like Universal Studios, backlots, and use their different sound stages or whatever. And we ain't done none of that since March basically. And this was a semester that we're supposed to do a lot of it. We're getting closer and closer to the finish line, so it's less classwork, more
hands-on
on stage type shit. And yeah, so we ain't doing none of that shit. We just do all our classes through Zoom and just do everything that you can from home. And I guess we just figure the rest of that shit out when it happens. So
that's fucked up.
Some people took off of school. Some people like left this semester. Like they didn't even come back because they didn't want to keep doing it online. But with me, school is how I'm able to pay rent. Because the military, or when I'm from being in the military, the government money is high, whatever. So I couldn't afford to take off. I had to just stomach this shit through. Right. Or else I'd have been on Skid Row some goddamn where. So y'all know what Skid Row is? That's a street full of homeless people, right? Yeah. I just want to say homelessness in LA is way too normal. I just want to throw that out there. Like
they made a movie about the Skid Row.
But I'm saying it's way too normal. Like it's very like in most places you see homeless people and feel bad for them. Here, like they have their own community. Like it's almost like I'm not even joking. It's enough of them here where they could get offended by like us calling them homeless people and make that into like a slur that we can no longer say anymore. Like they have a big enough community here. Right. Like it is that many homeless people here, bro. in tents and shit, lined up next to each other. They got just generations of this shit. Nobody cares.
Who you calling homeless? I am residentially impaired. Watch your mouth, calling me homeless.
I've seen homeless people who I see all the time. I've seen them get newer tents than they had like a couple months ago and shit. Like, I'm telling you, bro.
Shit, if they anything like the people down here, they stealing them out of Walmart. True story.
Mean, everybody down here got tents. So over here got tents. So they getting them from somewhere, for sure. Everybody got them.
They make money too. The panhandling game is the biggest game in town now.
Yeah, that's real.
Every time I've been a corner, they on the corner. Every light, I'm like, whoa, bro. Got your wife out here with you? You got the kids on the line?
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit going on. And
I heard
this was before the corona, though.
Right.
The panhandle, that shit just got out.
Yeah.
I can't even look at that. It's too many. You have one light, you be like, here you go. You go to another light, like, God damn, I got a whole nation there.
Brother, and they got designated spots like drug dealers. Like they have their corners. I don't see these niggas fight over an intersection.
Hey, right. It's this white boy over in Lawton in Virginia. I'm telling you, he did every time I go up this road. He be back. This white boy tall as shit. He be backpedaling. He must have played some type of football. I'm telling you, he just be backpedaling into the cars, doing all this with his little bag. Got to get his money, doing some weird shit. I was like, yo, this kid need to eat.
Yeah,
this kid need to get his little ass out. You young enough to work though, bro. Like I be looking at some of these people like, bro, don't make me smack the shit out of you, bro. Don't do that, bro.
It's one of my head. My homegirl told me, like we seen him out there. She was like, "Oh, I went to school with fool." Like, what the hell is you even doing out here, bro?
Yeah.
Hey, some of them turning up, man. I talked to one dude. He's like, man, I make about $100 a day, 150, enough for them.
Bro, I read about some dude in Oklahoma cleared $357,000 in a year.
Wow.
Straight off of panhandling.
And that's donation. So I don't know if he has to pay. I don't know if he had to pay taxes.
No, he has to.
Hey, listen.
That's a donation, buddy.
Hey, that's a gift. That's a gift. Shit.
Yeah. He's not a registered charity. He
registered charity. Work for that.
You gotta be registered charity. He homeless or whatever. Well, he probably
doesn't matter. The government looks at you like you chose to not buy a house.
He ain't got no business. How he even stop?
You can't stop somebody from giving somebody money. Like it ain't like they writing a $50,000 check. Like it's $20 here.
Right, exactly. Boom. Hey, there you go.
He just saved it. If I'm out there panhandling, I'm homeless, and I get that much money, I am not reporting that to nobody.
Oh no.
That's what I'm saying. You want to know shit about it? I'm sure.
That's building up. That's building up at the register at the house where I stay at. That's building up behind some groundwater. That's all behind some groundwater. You hear me?
Fools on Skid Row clearing $1 million. I'm telling you.
If you're not gonna tell the government about it or claim anything,
man, it's going behind the wall. Every dollar I get, bro.
So that you can pay off the penalty when they find you, and you'd be like, "How much do I owe?" And just pay it off. Otherwise, they will drag your ass to jail if they ever find you.
But see, that's what I'm saying. But see, whoever that dude was, I wouldn't even been on the news. Like this wouldn't even been a story. This wouldn't have been a story. Like I would have made that 357, and I wouldn't have told nobody. I would have just wrote that shit out until I was ready to be legit. And once I'm ready to be legit, then I'll cross over and pay whatever. But that initial 357, that's me all day.
Hey, he probably didn't tell him shit. They probably just started reporting on him because he was coming out there fresh as fuck every day.
Yeah, he got cocky with it.
But he ain't had no house, no car, no nothing. He just go back under the bridge into his tent.
Hey Jay,
come out with the freshest fits.
Hey Jay, he came out there. Hey, somebody realized that nigga took a shower that day. We're like, hey, he looked kind of clean today. This man. Hey, hold on a minute. He doing too good.
That boy always got a haircut. He got fresh waves and shit. Like damn.
He put
that's slimming over there.
Giveaway a haircut. You're like, what the?
Hey, no, but the game is The game is all he gotta do is somebody just did this for me. Somebody just did this for me. They felt bad. They wanted to clean me up a little bit. Listen.
Hey,
he blew his cover. He blew his cover when he pulled up in the Benz into his tent.
Hey, he woke up late. Woke up late for work, and somebody seen him pull up in the Benz. He usually park around back, and they done called his ass. Like, man, you supposed to be down here at 6 o'clock, man. Your motherfucker showing up at 9, trying to look homeless.
You guys,
he ain't even got a car. He just bought a hover around.
You guys,
he would have been doing it too big if he bought a car. He just bought a hover around, so he everywhere. He everywhere on the streets, all on the sidewalk.
That really sounded alarm. That really set it off.
Dude, I understand homeless people will look like this in San Francisco in 10 years.
Say it again?
People living in Benzes.
Say it again?
In San Francisco, it's going to be people living in Benzes because they have the money to buy those things, but they can't afford the housing. There's a real crisis in California, and I don't know if people understand. This shit is coming.
For sure.
This shit is fucking coming.
No, for sure. People think LA is expensive. San Francisco, San Diego, them places like that, bro. Them motherfuckers. You gotta have money to stay there. Like it's homeless. It's a lot of homeless people there. LA had literally. It's an actual factual stat. California has the most millionaires and homeless people in the entire United States at the same time.
That's crazy.
And that's because and majority of the people who are homeless are people who came out here chasing a dream and didn't make it and got stuck. And or got like strung out on drugs or whatever like that. They just end up on the street. You'll see a lot of young people here. They be like 23, homeless.
No, you're absolutely right though. Yeah, I mean they've done documentaries and movies about all of this for over 25, 30 years.
Yeah,
about the homelessness in LA and in San Francisco and things like that.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of homelessness when I was in Los Angeles, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of circumstances, but a lot of those kids go out there trying to follow a dream, and then just I know there's a lot of niggas out there.
But LA is a rough city, bro. When it comes down to like the industry, you know what I'm saying? Like
There's some celebrities out there.
Well, not even just that, but like in the comedy scene as well as the movie industry, like whatever politics you've ever dealt with in any city you've ever done comedy or whatever in, like you can multiply that times 1,000. You know what I'm saying? So like somebody has to really, like any opportunity I've gotten, even the one time I performed at the Comedy Store was literally because I was performing somewhere else and somebody happened to be in town from Jacksonville who saw me, who knows somebody who's a comic, who's a regular at the Comedy Store, who vouched for me today. And the dude who was a regular didn't even see me perform. It just happened to be this random dude who just happened to be here from Jacksonville that particular day. You know what I'm saying? But any other time like that, I would have never had that opportunity because the way you get into the Comedy Store and Laugh Factory and stuff, you literally have to just hang out there till they close, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, every single day. And first you meet the door person, then you meet the waitress, and then the bartender, then the assistant manager, then the whatever man. And you basically just have to work your way up until the person who is putting people on stage finally say, all right, you can do this open mic. Then once you get to the open mic, then you have to work your way up even more from there. And I know a lot of comedians out here, even like Cisco, like y'all know Cisco, or CJ, you don't. As big of a deal as he is in Miami, he's not a small deal out here, but he's not that relevant as he is there. You know what I'm saying? And he's considered low-key successful. I mean, he travels with Carlos Mencia. You know, I mean, that's doing better than most people. But out here, nobody gives a damn. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a regular thing. So it's like, it's intensified thing. So when you're already up against that, the one small benefit for me, and not that I've been doing comedy that long, but I came out here and I already kind of knew who I was in comedy. So like, but most people come out here trying to start comedy, you know what I'm saying, for the first time. And you're trying to learn how to do comedy in a system that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like here, you're paying to do open mics in front of no audience.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's you and 30 other comedians, and all y'all pay y'all $5 or whatever it is you pay for your 4 or 5 minutes, and y'all perform in front of each other. And it's not a list. It's not like, okay, I get there early, I can go early. You put your name in a bucket, And whenever they pull that motherfucker, that's when they get pulled. And so that with that system, you learn that open mics here are literally only for practice. Like, this is not where you're going to get booked. Where you really get booked is just, I mean, you get booked at open mics, but it's because a comedian just takes a liking to you and then travels your name from there. You know what I'm saying? And even like Matt Derndeck, who's out here as well, he's gotten me like a gig or two just because, you know, he's been out here before and got here a little before me, but it's all word of mouth. So if you don't get somebody to take a liking to you quickly out here, like, you'll literally be in the revolving door of doing nothing for a very, very long time. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people just eventually just, you know, that shit just fall by the wayside. They give up, you know. So you definitely got to come out here with a plan, you know, and determine. Because if you just out here just winging it, I mean, you may just fuck around and land something, but you definitely need to be, you know, you need to know like why you're here, who you are, and what you know, what you bring to the table, what you stand for. Because you out here trying to figure it out, and you're gonna let Hollywood tell you who you are, your ass gonna be.
You're gonna be on Skid Row.
You're gonna be finding the tent.
Type shit.
You're gonna be finding the tent. Really.
Got the tent right here available for you. It's a 1-bedroom, straight to the floor, no pillow, cardboard box. Neck.
Go that bit with an air mattress. That's crazy.
Hey, so Jackie and Hennessy, and then whoever wants to answer first can. Are y'all? What are y'all doing? I guess during the quarantine, outside of anything related to stand-up comedy, like, are y'all like podcasting, writing, skidding, acting, whatever?
I am currently co-hosting a show every week with my boy Phil Eastmay that we've been doing called Live from the Crib. We generated
shout out Phil,
good views out there. Yeah, shout out to him. It's been really, really dope working with people and just meeting new people on the show and like cultivating an actual group of people who want to like listen and watch every week, which is, you know what I mean? It always blow your mind when every week motherfuckers are there right on time for your show, ready for the bullshit, and you're like, okay, this is the fucking product that we're making. Outside of that, I'm trying to finish up some projects that were started before Corona, but I have to shoot other parts of it. Okay. And Corona's like right in the middle of it because I was doing the Hennessy Williams experience and I was supposed to start traveling because it's a band. It's me and a band, and we started doing shit, and we already did the club and we did a couple other spots. And we're just starting to get ready to leave, and then COVID.
Quick pause. You play an instrument or sing, or what are you doing, man?
I sing in it.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I lead sing when we do original pieces, do original music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that at my bad, CJ. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I seen that at damn. Failure No Options.
Yeah.
What type of music?
Yeah, that was dope. I remember. I wasn't expecting it. I thought you was gonna do stand up. It was a night like this nigga. Listen, you laughing.
That's what you laughing.
That's how bro went up there, bro. They had it was an all arts event, but they had it, organized to where everybody was grouped up. They had the poetry together and the musical acts together, and then they ended it with the comedy, and he was headlining comedy. The band was there the whole time, but I thought they was just there, playing for us and all that shit. I'm like, all right, cool, this is dope, whatever. And then he gets up there, and this nigga get to singing. I'm like, whoa. This nigga got the harmonize. He like, yeah, give it up for my band. I was like, oh, this nigga think he owned the band and shit. He headlining. he think he running shit because he headlining and shit. All right, take the band, nigga. I'm done with him anyway. Take the band. But no, yeah, he was up there illing.
Wait, so when you headlined, you did comedy and singing, or it was all music?
It was both. It was comedy and singing. Like I would talk sometimes, and then it would go into a song, and it'd be a song and all of this stuff. Yeah.
I thought that motherfucker did a full-blown concert. He was like, yo, fuck comedy tonight. I'm going to just...
Yeah, he started talking. Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to do this one for the ladies.
He started with the jokes. That's what fucked me up. That's what fucked me up. I was like, this nigga doing a musical. He done fucked over. he done went and took his act to the next level. He doing some Jamie Foxx shit right now.
Right.
This nigga done pulled out the piano out of nowhere.
Right. Okay, so Jackie, you can say what you're working on. Then I got one more question for both of y'all before we wrap it up.
Okay. So it's hated on quite a bit. But I've been on TikTok. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm on TikTok, but I've only been on TikTok because I blew up, and I have it gave me a following, and then now I've been making money off that following, which it helped. I think it helped at the right time. Or now I'm gonna do a podcast because they want me to do a podcast. It's like 90,000 followers on TikTok. And then
I think Fast told me about that.
Translate to you. Like now I almost have 1,000 YouTube subscribers. I had maybe 100 before I started the TikTok. I have like 4,000 followers on Instagram now. I had like 2,000 like a month ago. So it's the numbers are translating, which has been awesome, and I've been making money off of it, off like ads and stuff. So that's
dope as fuck.
Kind of all I've been doing. Yeah.
I'm feeling like shit now because I started a TikTok and abandoned it.
Like, no, I say keep it going. As long as I use my old jokes that I don't really care if they get burned out. It's pushing me to write more too, because now millions of people have seen the same jokes that I've been telling. So now I want to write more and come up with new stuff. So I've just been doing my like old like set and just posting those, and it's like millions of views on each one, and like comments, and then the follow and everything. So
when you're posting the set, you're performing it now and doing it, or this is
it's a video from a year ago that I got from like some show, but it was just a good 10-minute video, and you can only post a minute at a time. That's the bummer, because I tell long jokes, I tell stories, so I can't really do. So I've just been doing the little snippets of like, I'm not gay and I like older men, just the like little relatable ones. And obviously my following is now old men and young girls. Now just all trying to fuck, I guess. But it's been fun. It's been very fun. I like it.
Right. No, Fast was just talking because what's so crazy. My quick TikTok story. In 2018, CJ, you remember? You remember Matthew Kim, the Asian comedian up there in DC? Mm-hmm. He told me in 2018, this for TikTok ever was even a thing like that. He was like, bro, you need to do your Wednesday videos on TikTok. And I'm like, what the fuck is TikTok? Like, long story short, I blew him off. I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to be the pioneer of some dumbass new, social media or whatever. So of course, now in 2020, I'm not like losing sleep over it, but there's a little regret there. But Fassel brought it back up to me because he's the one who told me. He was like, yo, you need to post your dance videos on TikTok or whatever. Because he was the one who told me. He was like, Jackie started one and she's blown up on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Fassel's obsessed with it. He's really showing his inner issues, posting these videos of him dancing and weird stuff no one wants to see Fassel doing. For sure.
So let me ask you this. When you started your TikTok, did you literally just post and then people found the video, or did you like promote your page, or like?
No, I posted like dumb ones, like just stupid videos of like my cats and stuff. Like I was just using it like a secondary like thing when I'm bored. Mm-hmm. And then my sister kept telling me she was obsessed with it. She was like, just post a clip of your stand-up. I bet people will like it. And I posted one and it got 1 million views like 3 weeks later or 2 weeks later. And I was like, oh, but as it was building the views, I posted more. Those videos were getting more views, and like the followers just grew and grew and grew like rapidly.
But I guess what I'm asking is, when you post TikToks, I guess analytics just help people automatically find your videos, or do you have to like?
No, there's like an algorithm, just like they do an algorithm based on your interests. So the things that you'll like or you follow, those like your videos, say it's comedy and you're following, Dave Chappelle, whoever, you'll start to see comedy videos on your feed. It's called like a For You page, which is like the Discover page on Instagram. So it's just random people from all over posting, and then it'll come up. And once you get a video on the For You page, that's usually when you're blowing up and everyone is seeing you.
Right.
So your videos get seen more based off of how many videos you watch or how many people you're following?
Based on your content. Like, so the joke is about older men and me liking older men. So literally the people who are seeing it are young girls who happen to like older men. They'll like a random dad bod video or something, and then I'll come up. Like it
Gotcha,
works like
gotcha.
that. So like based on your content.
Gotcha. Oh, and what's your name on TikTok?
Just Jackie Sanchez Comedy.
Jackie Sanchez Comedy. Gotcha. Okay. So my last question for both of y'all, because I know both of y'all have, you know, especially you may have done it other places, but as far as what I know, in South Florida, you guys have worked at the different improvs, like, you know, working with different, like, you know, celebrity comedians. So I was just gonna ask, like, what was your, you know, obviously prior to now, but what was like your top 5 either experiences or whoever you worked with, you know, in the last, just say, year or so since you've been
5?
I mean, if you got more than 5, but I just kind of put 5 as a general number.
I gotta write them down first.
I don't even know that I have 5.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I mean, Brian Callen. He was probably the nicest and the best. And he put me on 3 other weekends, so he gave me more work, and he paid me extra on the side, so it was nice. Yeah, he like doubled my pay per show and paid for my hotels. So I think working with him was the best. I did one show.
You paid for your hotel in West Palm Beach?
No, not West
Palm. Wow, that's generous.
I did a show. I did the weekend in West Palm, and he said he liked me and wanted me to do Miami and Orlando with him. And I told him, like, I could do it, but I probably have to book a hotel. I can't drive that far 4 days in a row. That's kind of ridiculous. And he was like, get a hotel. I'll cover it. So he covered the hotel, and he paid me like double the pay that the Improv gives to each show or each weekend. Wow. So he was probably my like number 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, wow, dope.
That's real.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Trying to think of who else. Brent Morin. I don't know if you guys know him. He's a little. He's
Chris D'Elia.
Yeah, he's friends with Chris D'Elia. Yeah, but he's hilarious and never would be a bad person. He's really cool to watch. He's very different on stage, and he was really nice to work with.
He has a Netflix special, right?
Yes. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah, that's what's up.
Hennessy, you say one.
I wrote him down. All right, so Roy Wood Jr. I'll start off with him because it was definitely dope meeting him after listening to him doing crank calls on YouTube for the radio. Like when he was doing the radio crank calls and be like, you know, agitating whatever somebody in the middle of Possum Patch, Arkansas. He would just call them up and be like, fuck you, pay me. And they'd be like, who the fuck is this? Or whatever.
Right.
Really dope, like meeting him and then like doing a show with him and getting to know him. Next person I would say is Russell Peters, only because I grew up watching Russell Peters and it was like the wildest weekend ever. Because I meet Russell Peters, and then because I meet Russell Peters, I meet KRS-One.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, we go to KRS's party, and I'm like, hey, how you doing, Mr. S?
KRS-One, and you choose the S to say to introduce you.
At all the shows.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's what's up.
Like, cool. I'm gonna keep that. George Wallace, only because that was dope, because that's a historical experience, right? He's so fired.
Yeah, he's a legend, definitely.
Yeah, he's
OG
on Twitter than anything else nowadays, but like he's a huge name, so it's just dope to meet him. In the same vein, it was dope to like just be alongside Dick Gregory, because I got to be around that before he passed.
God,
yeah, bro, I got to be around that before he passed. He was a real dope dude. His show was kind of weird, but he was still dope though. And I'd say the last cool experience, as it relates to like improvs or anything else, has just been my show, because I'm self-centered. No, but because it was incredible to put something together like that, where you're talking about going from zero to finished product, from like you selling tickets at the door, you getting the people in, you creating the actual show, you getting the band to get, because like I was saying, it's a full act. So there's band, there's backup dancers, there was video behind me. It's a whole production. So like creating that production made me feel like, all right, this is definitely what I want to do. And it was insane to see how many things you have to bring in to like create a full production. Like when Chris Rock go on the road, it ain't just Chris Rock and some jokes. It's Chris Rock and somebody who does digital design. It's Chris Rock and a sound engineer. It's Chris Rock and a fucking graphic designer. It's Chris Rock. Like you're just but he still is only good at the jokes.
Right.
But he has to bring all that shit together. And I was like,
Right.
okay, this is definitely what I want to do, but wow, this is a lot of work.
Right.
So it's good to have that experience.
That's dope. Dope shit.
And how long you been doing it? Comedy?
It'll be 5 years in the fall.
5 years in the fall.
And Jackie, you around the same time frame, right?
I just hit 4 years in May.
Yeah, gotcha. Did you think of 2 more, Jackie, or you fuck everybody else?
No, I did. I would say Chad Daniels and then Theo Vaughn. They're the other the other 2. They were both. Theo Vaughn was not very nice. But it was a good. I only did 1 show. I got anxiety and I bailed. But I think it was a really good, important experience for me to have dealt with a comic who acts like that so early on. Because I got that weekend like right after my Callan weekend, so it was a little soon. And then just to have someone with such a angry personality, he was just pissed that weekend. He was not in a good mood. He said it on his podcast. He said his weekend in West Palm sucked. He was angry the whole time, and he was just super mean. But I think it was good that I dealt with that right away. You know.
Gotcha.
That's crazy.
Oh shit.
You dealt with an angel and a demon.
Yeah.
In consecutive weeks. That's crazy.
Yep.
That is crazy.
Well, real quick, CJ and Jay, if y'all got anything y'all got coming up, or just even want to just plug your social medias, the websites, I know CJ selling flat tummy tea and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that.
Hell no. I'm about to go make some fucking TikToks, basically.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, I don't know. I'm just, Jay Does Comedy, Instagram, JAY Does Comedy, all one word.
And CJ, what you got?
I ain't gonna be doing shit but working. Once this quarantine shit is over, I'm gonna get back out here in these streets though. But you can find me on Instagram, Comedy CJ. That's comedy and CJAY. That's about it, man. It was cool talking to you guys. Show was cool.
Hell yeah. And Jackie, what's your Instagram?
Jackie Sanchez 22.
Jackie Sanchez 22 in Hennessy.
I love that 22. That's my number.
Yeah, that's my number.
It's my number.
Good number, huh?
It's my favorite number, bro.
I like that bit too.
Football players. I like.
Right. That's what I was literally trying to think, why would both of them like 22? That's like, but okay. All right, it works.
My social media handle is Hennessy Wills, so it's spelled just like the drink, HENNESSYWILLS. Hennessy Wills. You find me, you find everything.
Dope shit. And of course, man, I'm Rudy Wilson, Willy Nilly if you're nasty, but most importantly, follow us on No Life Boys Productions, NOLIFEBOYZZZ Productions. We are the Groceries, man, every single week. We out this bitch.